Hi everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I'm going to share a story with you that is unique to me, but it's happening all across the country in communities, particularly communities of color, to women of color. You won't hear these stories because there's a certain level of shame that is associated with being poor and rejected in this country. And it takes vulnerability for us to be open and share our struggles so we can get the help that we need. I started my journey into the restaurant space. I went to a small college in Teaneck, and I fell in love with that community. We had lots of amenities, restaurant, play, eat, everything. I graduated, went back to my community, and it dawned on me that those amenities that I enjoyed while I was away at college, when I came back, none of those amenities were in my neighborhood. And I started to ask why. One of the restaurants that I truly fell in love with while I was in college was IHOP. I said, I want to bring an IHOP to my community. I applied to IHOP at the age of 25 through a very rigorous process and advocacy from the only Black woman executive at the time at IHOP Corporate, Nicole. I was given the IHOP franchise. I was happy. I was elated. Great. Now I'm going to go to my local bank and put in an application to get this IHOP built and financed. I came home, I did the business plan, put the finances together. This was 2006. I typed the business application for my loan. I submitted it to my local bank. Local bank reviews it, turn me down, say, here's the reason why. Okay, no problem. I fixed that. Submit it again to local bank number 2. Local bank review it and turn me down. Here's our reason. I fixed that reason. I went to bank number 3. Bank number 3 reviews it and turn me down. Went to bank number 4. Bank number 4 reviews it and turn me down. This went on for 7 banks. And a year and a half later, IHOP Corporate, Nicole calls me, and she says to me, Adenah, it's been a year that we have approved you. Where are you, and when are you opening? And I said to Nicole, I am nowhere because no one would finance me. Nicole was shocked, and she said, what do you mean? Do you know what it means to be an IHOP franchisee approved? I've never heard of such a thing. She said, give me a minute. Let me make some phone calls. Nicole sits in California, and she makes a call to Arizona, to GE Franchise Financing, and said, hey, I know you guys reached out to me. You guys want to be our premier lender. There is a franchisee that we love in New Jersey. We would love for you guys to finance her, help her open her first IHOP. 30 days later, GE financed me with a $1.9 million loan. The application was $1.5 million. So great. At a 25-year-old, living in poverty, family is poor, I'm told now, you have to go find $500,000 to make this transaction happen. I did. I went and got a high interest rate loan for 25%. I went and closed on that GE loan. We closed, we opened the IHOP. Everyone was happy, my community was happy. I was depressed, I was over-leveraged, and I was bankrupt by the time my first IHOP opened. But guess what? This is not new. 61% of Black women in this country are going to start their businesses just like I did, with no financial institute helping us out or investing in us. 4 years later, I opened an IHOP. That IHOP went on to break records. We was the fastest grossing IHOP in the IHOP system 3 years into it. We hired 78 people from our local community, and by the way, it's still standing. And everyone that worked there today get free dental, free vision, and free life insurance. 4 years later, I have 7 minutes. No, clap. 4 years later, I go to open my second concept called Cornbread Farm to Soul. I go to my local bank, and the banker said to me, "You are killing it as an IHOP franchisee. Why are you trying to do this? To us, this is a startup. Why don't you open another IHOP?" And I said to my local banker, the purpose of this is for me to open this and franchise it and get more women, particularly women of color, into the franchising space. Again, no bank financed me. I went ahead and opened Cornbread Farm to Soul with my own funding with my co-founder. 3 years later, starting up another concept, urban vegan. I am 15 years into the restaurant space. I go to a local bank. You know, we don't do startup to our restaurants. This is not a startup. 15-year veteran in the restaurant space, I would argue that I don't open restaurant or a startup. No bank is interested. I go ahead and I fund Urban Vegan Farm to Soul, and it's open right now in Newark. 15 years into this, no major financial institution, 8 restaurants, by the end of this year will have 10. There is no major financial institution that have participated. And let me tell you our impact so far as of this presentation. Keep clicking. As of this presentation, we have 226 employees. 54% of them are women, 76% of them are Black, 83% of them are from sensitive communities that are disinvested in. 58% of them that are in leadership are women. Our average wage is $15 over that of New York and New Jersey. In what King said, in what happened next, for a society that have done something special against the Negro for 100 years, must now do something special for the Negro. I stand here before you that we are women, Black women particularly, and we are shut out of participating in any meaningful way in the financial, which is what America was built on. When you are trying to have an impact and you are told, go make Black girl magic, it's exhausting. I am constantly swimming against the tide. There is nowhere for me to go to scale my business. CDFIs are not interested if you're asking for more than $500,000. Every time I go to a bank, I am told, go prove yourself more and more and more. I cannot. I will not be able to survive my business if there is not a financial intervention. The call to action to everyone in this room, as we sit and think about how do we advance, how do we make Main Street workable for everybody? Banks have never done anything for community of color unless it's been mandated. Sad truth. We need an intervention. Because I know I will not grow to my greatest potential if someone don't intervene on my behalf. So I'm going to close by reintroducing myself. My name is Adenah Bayoh. I do not wear a cape, not a hero, but I wear a heart that will not quit. Because there is a community of people that is depending on me to not quit. Because their survival depends on me staying strong. Thank you, guys.